This week, Visa and Mastercard reaching a $30 billion settlement over swipe fees, one of the largest antitrust settlements in history. Joining us now to discuss this and much more in the regulatory environment is former SEC Chairman and CNBC contributor Jay Clayton. We've been talking about how a lot of the actions being brought by either of the agency or any of the agencies, they don't even want settlements. This was a settlement. Maybe this was legit, but in many, settlements aren't what they want. They want some type of action.
Structural change.
Yeah, they do with our greatest companies. Some of our greatest companies, I don't know whether some of our greatest monopolies. How about that?
Let's step back here.
There's
a big thing going on, which is we just saw a big cooperation agreement yesterday between U.S. antitrust and competition authorities and global competition authorities.
The collusion we've talked about.
Cooperation, collusion. You choose your word, but we have to recognize that the U.S. economy is very different from the European economy, and certainly very different from the Chinese economy. And to think that sort of a one-size-fits-all approach to competition and policy across the globe is going to be what's best for the American consumer, you have to have a skeptical eye on that. We have much more nimble capital markets, much more nimble labor markets, and something that we do that no other country in the world does is that we throw capital and talent at innovation in a way that is way beyond what you would pencil out. I mean, let me just explain this. People take almost a lottery view of innovation in this country. The startups we have in Silicon Valley, people in their 20s and 30s, they go and they live in almost squalor trying to build these companies. You throw capital at it, knowing that 9 times out of 10 it's not going to work. But guess what? When it does work, it works really well and it gets to market really fast. And if you look at the history of sort of what I would say is structural antitrust action over the years, some of that innovation has done a lot more to change life for the consumer than any government structural remedy. And we should be humble and remember that.
They will throw at you the counterfactual that the 23-year-olds, there'd be even more of them. If the big companies weren't keeping weren't crowding out, not letting them on the App Store or whatever it is, that it would actually be better than what we're seeing right now. That's the argument they make.
I hear that, but then you look across the globe and you say, when government selects what a market structure ought to look like, innovation dies. And, look, there's all sorts of, collusive behavior, kind of price fixing and things like that. Of course you have to mete that out. Disclosure so consumers can make great choices. Of course you need to foster that. But the idea that somehow the Microsoft case was what got us search and, Google
created Google, yeah.
Well, they say created Google, but it was a browser case. Was search really on people's minds? No, I think the other industries that were on people's minds.
People come and say every single time we've done it with AT&T, IBM, with Micro, every time we've done it, it's been better. It's been the right thing to do. So we got to do it to every company that's really got a firm grip on the market. Because I would say because they're so good at what they do. Apple's great at what they do. I don't want an Android. I want Apple. Well, are they preventing me from getting an Android by doing things that are against antitrust laws?
Well, and Walter Isaacson was on this week, and I caught him. He was fantastic because he said, okay, what's happening here to justify this? Which is you're bringing up the consumer, and we've had this view through the Obama administration, the Trump administration, and going way back to Reagan that if we focus on the consumer, we're going to let the market function. And Walter was like, okay, well, it's now the consumer plus. It's the consumer plus competition.
He tied it back to Standard Oil. He said Standard Oil was because of the competition. So he said that they are taking on Apple, looking at it the same way that Standard Oil was taken on. Do you see it one and the same?
I don't. I'm going to go far afield here. I think that tech and tech innovation and consumer products and development are far different from an essential resource like oil. I mean, look at how we're treating sanctions in Russia, right? Oil is fossil fuels, energy are an essential element of our economy. Apple Watch. We didn't even think Apple would have a watch.
Just to clarify on what you mean about how we're treating Ukrainian oil, that we did not insist on a ban on Russian oil.
We're not stopping the oil coming out of Russia.
Because?
Because we don't want $4 gas. That's a lot different from tech innovation.
We also have looked for who's going to save us, maybe from what seems like a totally different view of antitrust under the Biden administration. It just does, whether it's Lina Khan.
Well, I was going to go back to what Walter was.
Is Trump going to save us? If Trump, and we talked about it, as volatile and unpredictable as he is, suddenly flipped on TikTok. Some people think, there's other reasons why he flipped on TikTok. Other people say it's because he's mad. The enemy of my enemy. He's mad at Google, so now he could be mad at Apple for God knows why, and continue along with the antitrust action.
You raise a very valid question, which is, over the years, has antitrust policy been used for political reasons? And when antitrust policy is used for political reasons, and you get away from consumer welfare, I think you get into what I would say is dangerous territory. Because how do you explain to people why you're making the choices you're making?
Okay, we don't know what's going to happen. The polls are very tight right now. What do you think it would? Do you think it would change antitrust? And you might be in the next, if there were to be a second Trump administration, you might be in it. Right?
I think that if you went back to a Republican administration, you would go back to the same antitrust policies.
Even with Trump.
But it's not just Trump antitrust policies. We've had the same antitrust policies for 20 years. Until now. Let's not compare, Trump and Biden. This is, 20 years and now new.
And you're absolutely convinced that this is not a net positive for the U.S. economy, the approach that we're taking right now?
I am, because I think uncertainty in exactly what the policy is.
But it's not just the uncertainty.
Is a big negative.
The notion that just big is bad, or that every merger is going to hurt consumers. Do you think that what Lina Khan's thesis, whatever it was that got her this job and that totally shook up all thinking about antitrust, what does it basically state? Is it just the same old euro that you worry about competitors, not consumers? What is it? You can't tell me?
I can't tell you. Can you tell me? I mean, you've had Lina on, you've had Tim Wu on.
I just throw up my hands.
It's hard to get your hands around what exactly it is that they want.
I can tell you. Tim Wu has said on the set that there's not going to be a settlement, that they basically want all of this. They want to shut it down.
Yeah, big is bad. But how big is bad? What I mean, when you say big is bad, how big is bad?
Yeah.
What are the defined characteristics?
And where can you really?
It's like pornography, when you
it's a big, and it's a when you see it, but it's a big counterfactual that consumers would even be better off if Apple was doing something different. Because I feel pretty good about my Apple ecosystem. And why would I be better off?
When you have that much discretion in a regulator, what happens? Competitors run to the regulators for help rather than competing. And let's not forget that happens too.